Even though we witnessed some extraordinary, mind-blowing performances during the 2024 season in the women's super heavyweight class, one moment stood above the rest: Sonita Muluh's earth-shattering 300.5 kilogram squat at the Sheffield Championships.
Right now. Same with the crowd. Look at the spotters look nervous. Like they're about to attempt history.
The final squat for the women. Could we see that 300 kilo barrier go?
We will all remember the day 300 kilos falls.
If anyone can do it, Sonita can do it. This is it.
Oh, whoa! Sonita, 300 kilos got taken for a ride, and the judges, 3 white lights, and history is made in Sheffield 2024.
This jaw-dropping attempt came while she was going head-to-head with a formidable opponent, former 2-time IPF world champion, Brittany Schlater. Sonita's 300.5 kilogram squat made her the first and only woman on the planet to squat 300 kilograms or more, whether raw, tested, or untested. Another standout performance from the 2024 season was indeed Brittany Schlater's monster 273.5 kilograms deadlift at the CPU Nationals, which set a new phenomenal deadlift world record. However, while the athletes mentioned, along with the others worth noting, have risen to the occasion and pushed the super heavyweight class even further, there is little doubt that the true standout athlete, prior to her world record being broken by Sonita in 2024, is the stratospheric young athlete, Alexis Jones. Last season, we witnessed Alexis, a junior athlete, unseat an absolute unstoppable titan, Bonica Brown, who relentlessly reigned supreme over the weight class for more than a decade. Her dominance akin to the rise of empires that seemed eternal. Yet, like all great empires in history, even her reign was destined to face its eventual end. Alexis not only dethroned Bonica, but she also set a new benchmark in the sport by breaking the total world record with a staggering total of 701 kilograms at the 2023 USAPL Collegiate Nationals. However, she did not stop there. At the 2023 USAPL Raw Nationals, Alexis managed to supremely shatter her previous world record total with a new breathtaking total of 721.5 kilograms, further cementing her place in the sports. Alexis finished the 2023 season impressively as the strongest pound-for-pound woman walking the face of the planet. As the 2024 powerlifting season commenced, Alexis ambitiously set her gaze upon becoming an IPF World Classic champion for the first time.
So naturally, and I guess this would kind of drive the topic towards where you're going to be going next, right? Because like USAPL absolutely dominated, pretty much like just killed it, right? And now the next big thing is like either USAPL, PA, and we talked a bit about it before the call, but what's looking like is going to be on the cards for you next?
Now I'm gonna switch over to Powerlifting America. I need to do qualifying meets sometime in January, go to PA Nationals in March, hopefully win there, which I think I will, and then go to Worlds hopefully win Worlds and then get my ticket to Sheffield and hopefully have my shot at Sheffield. So
just
Blow it
taking
all
that,
up.
you're taking that domination to the world stage. Let's go.
yeah. I can't tell you how long I've been waiting to go to Worlds.
Keep in mind, in 2023, Alexis set the sport on fire with her groundbreaking performances by breaking the total world record not once but twice within the same season, with a season best total of 721.5 kilograms, a mighty total which included a bench world record of 172.5 kilograms. Alexis was surely on fire in 2023, setting 3 phenomenal world records in just one season. She also matched Natalie Lalle's former deadlift world record of 272.5 kilograms, further solidifying her incredible and rapidly growing resume. Amazingly, Alexis managed to cap off her 2023 powerlifting season with an average meet KPI score of 99.36%, a remarkable achievement that reflects an athlete who was masterfully proficient on the platform consistently throughout the season. To put it into perspective, Alexis' 2023 average meet KPI score slightly outshined that of 2023 IPF world champion Brittany, whose average meet KPI score was 98.71%. With numbers like that, it's no surprise Alexis was the clear favorite to challenge Brittany for the title in 2024, especially when you factor in Alexis' projected total whilst entering the 2024 season, which ranged from a massive 749.16 kilograms to an absolute colossal 781.78 kilograms, giving her a thumping 26.15 kilograms and 72 kilograms advantage above Brittany, who entered the 2024 season with a projected total ranging between a baseline of 709.78 kilograms and a top end of 723.01 kilograms. But first, to grace the IPF global stage, Alexis had to overcome an immense hurdle at the Powerlifting America Nationals qualifying meet, and that hurdle was none other than the Martina Navratilova of the super heavyweight class in powerlifting, Bonica Brown. A cornerstone of the sport, Bonica had won an unmatched 11 IPF world titles and shattered countless world records over her decade-long reign, solidifying her legacy as one of the most influential figures in powerlifting. Their head-to-head at the PA National Trials would mark the second time Alexis squared off against the seasoned champion. The first encounter at the 2021 USAPL Raw Nationals saw Bonica dominate with a total of 671 kilograms, leaving Alexis trailing behind with 600 kilograms. However, in a stunning turn of events, at the 2024 Powerlifting America National Trials, Alexis flipped the script, triumphing with a total of 698.5 kilograms, out-totaling Bonica's 660 kilograms, and proving that the tides had truly turned. After handing a sound defeat to Bonica, the writing seemed to be on the wall. Alexis, at just 23 years old, appeared destined to be crowned an IPF world champion for the first time in her sporting history. But wait, there lurking in the shadows like a panther stalking its prey, silent, patient and calculating, was Sonita Muluh. Every move she made was deliberate, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. By staying out of the limelight, Sonita had an advantage over her competitors, quietly preparing for the moment when she would rise to challenge some of the most formidable opponents walking the face of the planet. Early in the 2024 season, at the Sheffield Championships, Sonita showed her potential early on, making a bold statement as the world watched her shatter the raw squat world record with a groundbreaking 300.5 kilogram squat, making her the first woman in the sport to squat 300 kilograms or more. She also became only the second or third athlete to join the 700 kilograms total club with an impressive personal best total of 708 kilograms, and undeniable display of power and readiness. Despite these remarkable achievements early in the season, the question remained, could Sonita realistically emerge as a formidable opponent at the 2024 IPF World Classic Championships? Amazingly, we saw the defending IPF Super Heavyweight Champion, Brittany, put up a ferocious fight at the Sheffield Championships, smashing her way to a stunning new milestone total of 710 kilograms. This boosted her projected total from an initial baseline of 709.78 kilograms and a top end of 723.01 kilograms to a soaring 726.78 kilograms with a new top end of 739.48 kilograms. Firing on all cylinders, Brittany delivered a flawless performance, finishing with a perfect meet KPI score of 100%. However, the stage was set for Sonita, whose readiness was made strikingly clear after her astounding performance at the 2024 Sheffield Championships, where she went head-to-head with world champions and world record holders alike. Entering the 2024 powerlifting season, Sonita's projected total ranged from a baseline of 717.50 kilograms to a top end of 736.03 kilograms, giving Alexis a firm advantage with a projected range between 13.13 kilograms and 64.28 kilograms higher than Sonita's. After the dust settled at the Sheffield Championships, Sonita, with an electrifying new personal best total of 708 kilograms, watched in awe as her total projection surged to a remarkable 733.75 kilograms, with a jaw-dropping top-end projection of 754.48 kilograms. But despite this leap, Sonita still faced a glaring disadvantage of 48.03 kilograms when comparing their low and top-end projections. Yet, in true championship fashion, Sonita concluded the 2024 Sheffield Championships with a flawless, game-changing meet KPI score of 100%, a performance that solidified her as a rising force in the sport and emerged as a trailblazer, even as she finished in 6th place behind Agata Shitko, who took the top spot with a world record total of 600 kilograms, and Brittany, who also achieved a perfect meet KPI score. After the Sheffield Championships, the narrative of Alexis as the overwhelming favorite to snatch the IPF world title began to shift. Sonita and Brittany's stunning performances at Sheffield were undoubtedly a foreshadowing of what might unfold at the 2024 IPF World Classic Championships, as both Brittany and Sonita ascended as formidable challengers poised to take on Alexis. Despite both Brittany and Sonita's total projection skyrocketing, there was a lingering question: have they already peaked for the 2024 powerlifting season? Could their Sheffield performances represent their best, leaving them with little room to eclipse their own limits for the 2024 IPF World Classic Championships? As both athletes rise to the occasion, the uncertainty remains: will they have enough left in the tank to challenge Alexis for the world title? As the curtains were lifted at the opening of the 2024 IPF World Classic Championships, it was finally for the world to witness a battle that could be won for the ages. Alexis, even though she totaled a regressive total of 698.5 kilograms earlier in the 2024 season, both her and Sonita had become like an unstoppable tsunami, relentlessly gaining momentum throughout the 2024 powerlifting season. Now, with the 2024 IPF World Classic Championships underway, Brittany found herself standing in the eye of the storm, having to hold back these rising titans. With each record broken and every kilogram added to their totals, the weight of the challenge grew, threatening to engulf anyone in its path, including Brittany herself. With the 2024 IPF World Classic Championships in full swing, the stage was set for a fierce showdown. To kick off the battle, Alexis, with a squat projection ranging from a baseline of 287.32 kilograms to a top end of 300.53 kilograms, stepped onto the platform with unwavering confidence. She opened with a 245 kilogram squat.
Can she live up to that height? Easy work.
Marking her heaviest opener of the 2024 season. However, it fell 5 kilograms short of her all-time heaviest opening squat of 250 kilograms. The defending champion, Brittany, responded with a squat of 260 kilograms.
World record in Malta last year, had it taken off her by Sonita, who will be out next.
Two-time world champion, battle tested. Brittany has been in this position before. This is a big opener. It's going to say a lot if it moves like an opener should.
She surprised us last year with how much she'd put on her squat.
.5 kilograms shy of her heaviest 2024 season opening squat of 262.5 kilograms. The tension was palpable as both athletes were setting the stage for what would surely be an epic showdown. But then, in true dominant fashion, Sonita stepped up and commanded the squat round with a jaw-dropping 285 kilograms opening squat.
She's the biggest squatter in the IPF.
Not the biggest squatter in history. 300.5 kilos.
This is the third time of meeting for Sonita and Brittany in recent times.
Thus far, Brittany has held the edge, but today's a new day. And that was quick, Joe.
Not only did that attempt push her into the lead, but it also marked the heaviest opening squat in IPF history. To put that into perspective, the median opening squat at the IPF World Classic Championships is typically around 200 kilograms. Yet, Sonita had already surged 40 kilograms ahead of Alexis and 25 kilograms ahead of the defending champion. The stage was set and it was clear this was no ordinary battle. Already trailing Sonita by a staggering 40 kilograms and 15 kilograms behind Brittany, Alexis kept her eyes firmly on the ultimate prize. For her second squat of the championships, she made a bold 15 kilograms increase, 2.75 kilograms more than her average second squat increment of 12.25 kilograms. This brought her squat to 260 kilograms.
And a huge bench.
Yep, she could cover a lot of ground in the bench and the deadlifts. And that moved well.
But despite her impressive effort, it wasn't enough to close the massive 40 kilograms gap to Sonita. Brittany, with a baseline squat projection ranging from 295.81 kilograms to a top end of 297.88 kilograms, knew she had to narrow the gap between herself and Sonita. In response, she increased her second squat attempt by 12.5 kilograms, resulting in her second heaviest squat attempt ever, 272.5 kilograms.
Let's see how this moves.
Clock is ticking, but she only has to get the command, doesn't have to complete the squat in that time.
That's a little bit of work.
Just 5 kilograms shy of her heaviest second attempt of 277.5 kilograms. It was Sonita's moment to respond to the tightening competition, and she did so magnificently. Like a mythical phoenix rising from the ashes, she put pedal to the metal as she stepped onto the platform and soared with a redefining squat of 301 kilograms.
No woman in the IPF has ever done raw. But as you say, Ryan, the way 285 moved.
Now this is appropriate. This isn't foolhardy. By no means a Hail Mary pass. And again, adding to the bigger picture, pacing with the rise on the throne. Bit of a shaky walkout.
Wow.
With that attempt of 301 kilograms, she didn't just respond, she surely solidified her place in history as a true powerhouse, effortlessly setting a new world record that redefined the limits of the sport. More importantly, it extended her grasp on the lead, giving her a 28.5 kilograms edge over Brittany. Sonita also managed to quash Alexis' efforts to close the gap, maintaining a dominant 41 kilograms lead over her. But here's the twist. Alexis, in the midst of this colossal showdown, wasn't backing down. Despite the massive gap Sonita had just created, Alexis squared up to the bar with steely determination.
Quite newbie. But you do make fast progression as a younger lifter. And this will move her temporarily anyway ahead of Tazi and Schlater.
Yeah, Alexis has actually hit 276.5 previously.
Ah, okay.
But she's on pace.
However, when she attempted a 275 kilogram squat, it became clear she wasn't going to close that gap anytime soon. That lift was 4.29% below her baseline squat projection of 287.32 kilograms and a whopping 8.49% below her top-end projection of 300.53 kilograms. It was a huge margin to fall short of, and with the world record now firmly in Sonita's grasp, Alexis' efforts suddenly seemed more like a distant echo in comparison. Why didn't Alexis push harder? Was it a deliberate strategy, or just the pressure of the moment take its toll? It was as if she had chosen to concede the squat battle and save herself for later. But in doing so, she handed Sonita the upper hand, one she wouldn't relinquish so easily. Maybe it was a tactical mistake, but it was a costly one. Alexis could have pushed a little bit harder, but instead, she let Sonita seize control, giving her a lead that could change the entire trajectory of the championships. Then there's Brittany, already at a huge disadvantage. So, what were the odds of outflanking Sonita during the squat round? Slim to none. And with this being her final squat of the championships, Brittany had one shot to make a move. She increased her third attempt by 7.5 kilograms, right in line with the weight class's median squat increment, and hit a solid 280 kilograms.
That was right on the ragged edge.
It wasn't game-changing. It wasn't enough. At 5 kilograms below her personal best of 285 kilograms, set earlier that season at the Sheffield Championships, and 5 kilograms ahead of Alexis, it still left her on the back foot, 21 kilograms behind Sonita before her third and final squat attempt. That 280 kilogram squat meant she was 5.34% below her baseline squat projection of 291.81 kilograms and 6% below her top-end projection of 297.88 kilograms. And that put Brittany in a corner, trapped like a fox with nowhere to go, which makes her chance of securing a third championship victory a steep climb to the top. Sonita, on the other hand, had the squat round locked. Her squat projections were insane, ranging from a baseline of 303.28 kilograms to a jaw-dropping 310.28 kilograms. With those kinds of numbers, Sonita was all but guaranteed to maintain her grip on the lead. But here's the twist. In powerlifting, it's not just about brute strength. The battle is not for the swift, but for those who can endure, who can weather the storm when everything seems impossible. And if Brittany could somehow hit her baseline squat projection of 297.88 kilograms, or even her top-end projection, she wouldn't be too far behind, just 5.4 kilograms to 14.47 kilograms off the lead. That would have been possibly enough to give her rivals a fight they'd never forget, forcing them to dig deeper than ever before to wrestle the title from her grip. But now Brittany is left fighting an uphill battle. Her final squat, her last shot, was 280 kilograms, and she could only watch as Sonita's dominance looked unshakable. Can Brittany find the strength to turn this around, or has Sonita already claimed her victory? Every attempt from here on out could make or break her shot at a third IPF title. The pressure was on, and the championship was far from over. The fight wasn't finished yet. The stage was set, and the world was watching as Sonita prepared to make her move. She had the lead, but it wasn't enough. Not yet. Not with Brittany still in the hunt, and with Alexis, historically a powerhouse, on the bench and deadlift, waiting for an opening. Sonita knew what was at stake. She had to push harder than ever before. She needed to widen the gap even more, keep Brittany and Alexis at arm's length, because if she didn't, the battle would shift in the final stages of the competition. Alexis was a serious threat. Her all-time bench and deadlift were frightening. Historically, she had benched a monstrous 172.5 kilograms and deadlifted 272.5 kilograms, numbers that could easily pull her back into contention. With everything on the line, Sonita couldn't afford to give up any ground. She needed this squat to be perfect. She needed it to be massive. Sonita walked up to the bar, the weight of the moment settling on her shoulders. 311 kilograms, a colossal world record. She was about to make history once again.
But if you'd looked at her 301 without considering the absolute load, you'd say she had another 10.
Yep. If we block out the numbers, it's a difficult task to look past 311. But she's going to have to.
The crowd held its breath as Sonita descended, the bar resisting the immense weight. Every ounce of energy, every drop of focus went into that attempt.
Had to change gears several times on the way up.
She rose, the bar moved. 311 kilograms. The record was hers. It wasn't just an attempt, it was a statement. 311 kilograms was a monster in its own right, and so was Sonita. She had set the bar impossibly high, with her staggering squat of 311 kilograms, standing as the heaviest ever recorded, regardless of whether it was tested, untested. Brittany, Alexis, everyone within the range of the history that had just unfolded knew it. Sonita had just claimed this championship as her own. But the game was far from over. Sonita had handed her rivals a mountain to climb, and it would take everything they had just to catch up. Would they rise to the challenge? Or was this the moment Sonita sealed her first IPF world title in spectacular fashion? Sonita finished the first round scoring 0.23% above her top-end projected squat of 310.28 kilograms. When the dust settled, Sonita's 311 kilogram squat stood as a testament to her dominance, exceeding her top-end projection of 310.28 kilograms by 0.23%. But the numbers didn't tell the whole story. It was the kind of attempt that left her rivals with no room to breathe. The challenge had just become monumental. Now, the only question was, who would have the grit to close the gap? From the beginning of the championships, the tension was palpable. The stage was set, the energy electric, and the stakes nothing short of monumental. In one corner, Sonita had absolutely dominated the squat round, storming ahead with a 36 kilograms lead over Alexis, a margin so wide as the third largest in IPF World's history after the squat. But that wasn't all. She also held a commanding 31 kilograms advantage over the defending champion. Sonita was clearly in the driver's seat, but make no mistake, the race was far from over. Now, let's talk about Alexis. She entered the IPF Worlds with her sights set on victory, holding the bench world record at a jaw-dropping 172.5 kilograms. Similar to Sonita and the squats, Alexis was already in a league of her own when it comes to the bench. Sonita had crushed it in the squat, but when it came to the bench, Alexis had a massive 25 kilograms edge, while Sonita's personal best was a solid 147.5 kilograms. Alexis was poised to make her move and reel in Sonita's initial wide lead. Within the bench round of the championships, the odds were stacked against the front runner. If Sonita couldn't deliver on the bench, her chance of victory could vanish in an instant, slipping through her fingers like sand in the wind. Here's the thing, Sonita's average bench reliance was a key factor. What does that mean? It's the percentage of her totals that made up by her bench, and for Sonita, that percentage was the lowest among the three contenders, standing at just 19.87%. In comparison, Alexis and Brittany had higher bench reliances, 24.95% and 20.84% respectively. Historically, she tends to on average rely heavily on both the squat, which averages at 39.03%, and deadlift at an average reliance of 41.10% to build her totals. But there was a glaring challenge Sonita had to face, her bench reliability. This is the likelihood that she could successfully complete her bench attempts. With a reliability of just 37.77%, Sonita was facing a 62.23% chance of failure, a huge risk. On the flip side, Alexis had a much stronger bench reliability of 77.03%, leaving her with only a 22.97% chance of failure. If Alexis hit her world record of 172.5 kilograms, which was entirely possible, Sonita's lead could shrink by as much as 4.23 kilograms. However, such a massive reduction in Sonita's dominant lead, shrinking from 36 kilograms down to 4.23 kilograms, was entirely contingent on Alexis successfully hitting her bench projections, which ranged from 177.12 kilograms to 188.11 kilograms. In contrast, Sonita's projections were much lower, sitting between 153.91 kilograms and 156.34 kilograms. If Alexis nailed her bench projections, it would drastically tighten the battle, putting immense pressure on Sonita as the championships progressed. And just to give you an idea how close things could get, let's take a look at some history. At the 2021 IPF Worlds, the super heavyweight title was decided by just body weight. There was no difference in total between Brittany and Emily Leach from Sweden. Brittany claimed her first IPF title by the slimmest of margins, winning due to a lighter body weight. So, a lead of just 4.23 kilograms? That could make an incredible tight finish. Meanwhile, Brittany, even more consistent than both, boasted a bench reliability of 84.03%, giving her just a 15.97% chance of failing an attempt or multiple attempts. In this high-stakes scenario, Sonita's bench attempts were quite crucial, with Alexis and Brittany both showing stronger reliability. Sonita couldn't afford to miss, especially if the realistic prospects of Alexis and Brittany closing in. However, even though the bench round between the three prime contenders for the IPF title was expected to be a battle between Brittany and Alexis, it's important to remember that Alexis was the strongest pound-for-pound powerlifter on the IPF World's platform and arguably the planet during the 2024 IPF World Championships. Alexis had the upper hand in the bench press round over the defending champion, who entered the competition with a personal best bench of 157.5 kilograms. On paper, this gave Alexis an advantage of 15 kilograms over Brittany. When comparing both athletes' bench projections, with Brittany's ranging from a baseline of 161.94 kilograms to a top end of 164.80 kilograms, Alexis had a theoretical lead of between 12.32 kilograms and 26.17 kilograms. However, Brittany wasn't one to be underestimated. Historically, she had been known for performing well above her projections. At the 2022 Commonwealth Championships, she exceeded her expected bench by 3.85%, hitting 149 kilograms instead of her projected 143.48 kilograms. Then, at the 2022 IPF Worlds, she stunned everyone by surpassing her projection by 8.10%, successfully attempting 137.5 kilograms against an expected 127.2 kilograms. With this track record, Brittany had proven her knack for stepping up when it mattered in the bench press. If Brittany were able to repeat that magic and hit 3.85% to 8.10% above her projected top end of 164.80 kilograms, she could bench anywhere from 171.14 kilograms to 178.14 kilograms, with the upper hand even surpassing Alexis' world record of 172.5 kilograms. This would not only put Brittany in contention to challenge Alexis' world record, but also drastically narrow Sonita's commanding lead, cutting it down by 23.64 kilograms to 30.65 kilograms, leaving her with just 2.85 kilograms to 9.86 kilograms ahead of Brittany. Plus, if Brittany managed to hit near the top end of 178.14 kilograms, she could maintain a slim lead over Alexis, intensifying the battle for the top spot. The stakes couldn't be higher as the race to the finish line grew ever more thrilling. The two-time IPF world champion, Brittany, started to close the gap on Sonita, taking the overall championship lead with her bench opener of 140 kilograms.
Coaching her today.
Brittany settled in the squat event with 280. I say settled, quotation marks, but it's below her personal best. And yet she's in the biggest fight of her career. She needs to make up some kilos someplace.
That looked good. That was fast.
It was surprisingly modest, especially given the monumental gravity of this battle. Earlier in the season at the Sheffield Championships, where she also went head-to-head with Sonita, Brittany had opened with a massive 147.5 kilograms, her heaviest opener ever. Just 8 days after Sheffield, she opened with 142.5 kilograms at the Central Canadian Championships. At the 2023 IPF World Classic Championships, without the pressure of Alexis Jones, arguably the strongest pound-for-pound athlete in the world, and a Sonita who wasn't squatting 300 kilograms or more, despite her potential, Brittany had opened with 142.5 kilograms again, 2.5 kilograms more than her 2024 IPF World Opener of 140 kilograms, the lowest opener of her season. But now, as the relentless battle for the IPF title raged on, Sonita wasn't holding back. She came out swinging with a 142.5 kilograms bench, marking her heaviest opener to date.
Ambitious, overly ambitious, or right on point?
Best she's done on the platform so far is 147.5, but she blew past her squat PB. Maybe she'll do the same on bench.
Wow.
Oh wow, that was not ambitious. That was a great looking opener.
2.5 kilograms more than her previous opener at the 2024 Sheffield Championships. With this bold move, Sonita sent a clear message. She was here to claim ultimate victory. More importantly, she extended her lead over the defending champion by another 2.5 kilograms, pushing Brittany further onto the back foot with a 33.5 kilograms deficit. Now, it was Alexis' turn. She stepped up for her 152.5 kilograms bench attempt, fully aware of the 36 kilograms gap she needed to close to catch Sonita.
Number. This is 152.5.
But with the strongest bench of the three, Alexis knew this was her moment to make a move. This wasn't the first time she had opened with 152.5 kilograms in the 2024 season. She had done it earlier at the 2024 PA National Trials. Her heaviest opener to date had been 160 kilograms, and we all knew what she was capable of, especially after setting the bench world record of 172.5 kilograms at the 2023 USAPL Raw Nationals. But from the start, it was clear that Alexis wasn't looking to match or break her own bench world record at the IPF Worlds. If we really look at her bench opener, it's clear she wasn't aiming for a record-breaking attempt right off the bat. Historically, Alexis tends to add 7.14 kilograms to her second bench attempts on average, 2.93 kilograms higher than the typical 5.21 kilograms increment seen in the weight class. That usually jumps by 5.45 kilograms, which is 1.90 kilograms above the super heavyweight class's approximate average third bench increment of 3.64 kilograms. What does this all mean? It means Alexis stands head and shoulders above her rivals in the bench, a true force, blazing past average increments and pushing the limits of what's expected in her weight class. For comparison, she's adding 52.2% more to her third attempt than the average weight class increment and 56.24% more on her second attempt. So, if she follows her typical game plan, her second attempt could push her to 159.64 kilograms, already closing the gap to Sonita. And if she hits her typical third attempt increase, she would be looking at 165.09 kilograms, 7.41 kilograms shy of her world record bench of 172.5 kilograms. With her successful bench opener at 152.5 kilograms, Alexis had just cut Sonita's lead to 26 kilograms, slashing 27.78% of the 36 kilograms gap that once separated them. It was a powerful statement. Alexis was very much still in the fight, and the championships was far from decided. Brittany, still on the hunt to tame both of her prime rivals, fired back with a strategic move, increasing her second bench attempt by a solid 7.5 kilograms, bringing her bench to 147.5 kilograms.
She's in a real scrap here, barely staying ahead of Alexis Jones in the projected totals.
It was as if she had finally woken up to the magnitude of the competition. This marked her heaviest second bench increment of the 2024 season. In previous events like the Sheffield Championships and Central Canadian Championships, The seemingly iron-willed defending champion had typically added just 5 kilograms to her second attempt. But here, in this high-stakes battle, Brittany knew she had to push harder to keep herself in the race. But the question is, was it too late? If we account for Brittany's average third bench increment of 5.25 kilograms, her second attempt of 147.5 kilograms would theoretically set her up for a third attempt of 152.75 kilograms. However, at the 2022 CPU National Trials, Brittany had increased her final bench attempt by 7.5 kilograms, well above the weight class's average third increment of 3.64 kilograms. Following the same tactics here, raising her final attempt by 7.5 kilograms would give her a theoretical bench of 155 kilograms, which would still fall short 6.94 kilograms or 4.29% below her baseline bench projection of 161.94 kilograms. Unfortunately, this wasn't enough to halt Sonita's momentum. At that point, trying to hit her baseline bench projection of 161.94 kilograms would feel like a Hail Mary attempt, an all-or-nothing gamble that could risk her entire campaign with the heightened chance of a missed attempt or even injury. It would have been a dangerous move. The battle was quickly turning in Sonita's favor. Her lead had transformed into something truly formidable, like an unstoppable tsunami crashing forward, relentless and overpowering. She had managed to sustain a 26 kilograms lead over both Alexis and Brittany. However, the fight to the finish line was far from over. As the competition raged on, Sonita, for the second time in her sporting history, benched 147.5 kilograms.
To be a world champion. That looked like her opener, Joe.
It looked just the same.
Matching Brittany's second bench attempt of 147.5 kilograms. With this, Sonita managed to increase her lead back to a commanding 31 kilograms over the defending champion, Brittany. This move placed Brittany in a corner where she had no choice but to rely on the final round of the championships to determine the winner. However, the situation was far from straightforward, considering both athletes had somewhat shaky deadlift reliabilities. Sonita's deadlift reliability stood at just 41.20%, meaning there was a 58.80% chance that she could fail one or more of her deadlift attempts. Brittany, on the other hand, had a 58.35% deadlift reliability, equating to a 41.65% chance of failure on her deadlift attempts. This risk meant both athletes faced the real possibility of letting their lead slip in the final round if they were not successful in attempting their deadlifts. But this is where Alexis had the greatest opportunity to capitalize. With a deadlift reliability of 77.03%, Alexis was in a far stronger position. She had only a 22.97% chance of failing an attempt, meaning her chances of hitting her deadlift target ranging between a baseline projection of 283.95 kilograms and a top end of 288.76 kilograms were higher than Sonita's or Brittany's. Alexis' higher deadlift reliability was the key factor that could turn the tides in her favor. So, what does this all mean? Alexis found herself poised to seize the opportunity with the highest probability of successfully completing her deadlifts. The others, with their weaker deadlift reliabilities, had more to lose. In a battle this tight, even one failed attempt could make all the difference between victory and defeat. But before the final test, Alexis still had to finish the bench round. This time, she aimed for 160 kilograms, reminiscent of her second attempt at the 2024 PA National Trials. It wasn't about shattering records or reaching for her all-time best of 172.5 kilograms. No, this was about staying in the fight, keeping the momentum.
167. Alexis Jones pacing for a big total. She's got a big deadlift on her.
And that was a lot cleaner than Amelie's.
By leaving a few kilos off the bar, Alexis was playing a calculated game, and the impact was immediate. With that 160 kilogram successful attempt, Alexis didn't just edge past Brittany, she surged ahead, taking the provisional second spot. It was a dramatic shift. Her subtotal now stood at 435 kilograms, eclipsing Brittany's 427.5 kilograms. But Sonita, ever the dominant force, still held strong with a subtotal of 458.5 kilograms, 23.5 kilograms ahead of Alexis. The gap was narrowing, but Sonita's grip on the lead remained as unyielding as a RPE eagle clutching its prey in the wild. Her performance streak continued to shine as she delivered a personal best bench of 152.5 kilograms on her third attempt.
She gets this. This is an extra 5 on bench, accumulating those extra kilograms.
Surpassing her top-end bench projection of 151.33 kilograms by an impressive 0.77%. No Hail Mary bench was attempted. She didn't throw caution to the wind. Instead, Brittany delivered a solid 155 kilograms, marking her heaviest bench of the 2024 season.
But all of her weights have gone up.
Could the tide have turned this time? Third time these two have met in the last year, 18 months.
However, last year, deadlifts were challenging for Sonita. They got the most out of Britt today.
It wasn't a jaw-dropping attempt, but it was gritty, calculated, just enough to keep her in the hunt. Still, even with that effort, Brittany couldn't reach her all-time best of 157.5 kilograms. In the end, her performance left her 4.29% below her baseline projection of 161.94 kilograms and 4.43% of her top-end projection of 164.80 kilograms. Meanwhile, Alexis leaned into her strength, the bench press. She finished 1 kilogram above her previous 2024 season best with a 166 kilograms bench. It wasn't the heaviest she had ever successfully attempted, but it was a crucial effort in this high-stakes battle. Yet, it still fell short of her baseline projection of 177.12 kilograms, leaving her scoring 6.28% below her baseline and 11.75% of her top-end projection of 188.11 kilograms. With a subtotal of 442 kilograms, Alexis had cut into Sonita's lead once again, narrowing the gap to just 21.5 kilograms. Sonita had a subtotal of 463.5 kilograms. Now, with the bench round behind them, all eyes turn to the deadlifts, the ultimate decider, where anything could happen. Would Alexis capitalize on her superior deadlift reliability and surge forward? Or would the defending champion, Brittany, and the frontrunner, Sonita, hold their ground under the mounting pressure? After the grueling squat and bench rounds, everything came down to this moment, the deadlift. The tension in the air was thick, the crowd buzzing with anticipation. With 21.5 kilograms separating Sonita from Alexis, the lead was substantial, but not insurmountable. Alexis had one shot, one chance to bridge that gap and take the lead, while Sonita stood firm, knowing the deadlift could seal her victory, but also aware of the looming threat that Alexis and Brittany posed. Brittany, the defending champion, wasn't out of the picture either. Though 28.5 kilograms behind, she was far from out of the race, especially with the looming risk of Sonita potentially failing a deadlift or even multiple attempts in the final round. Brittany's ability to surprise was her secret weapon, and she still had the potential to make a game-changing move. For instance, regardless of her projections, at the 2021 IPF Worlds, we witnessed Brittany pull off a phenomenal upset. After the squat round, Brittany found herself 15 kilograms on the back foot behind Annalena Belkevist. She was still unable to snatch the lead after the bench, where she finished in 4th place, 20 kilograms behind Emily Merger. However, like a majestic phoenix caught in the ashes, struggling to rise from the remnants of earlier setbacks, Brittany's resolve only grew stronger. With each attempt, the gap widened, the pressure mounting, but as the deadlift round approached, something began to stir within. Like a river breaking free from its constraints, Brittany surged forward, unstoppable, resolute. The gap between her and Emily, once insurmountable, began to shrink with each successful deadlift attempt. Then, in a stunning turn of events, Brittany ended the championships by clinching the IPF title from Emily with an astonishing performance, her final deadlift of 250 kilograms, leaving her with a 0 kilograms total difference, the slimmest winning margin in the history of the IPF World's super heavyweight class. The winner had to be decided on body weight. Despite the razor-thin margin, Brittany's victory was undeniable. Her triumph proved that in this sport, no victory is ever truly out of reach, and champions are made not only through strength, but through unrelenting perseverance and the ability to rise when it matters the most. The deadlift round was Alexis' moment to challenge Sonita's commanding lead in the competition. Alexis kicked off the round with a surprising opener of 242.5 kilograms.
Her rival. Smooth opener.
A weight that, while close to her second heaviest opener, was still notable given the context of her ranking. On average, Alexis adds about 23.8 kilograms to her opening deadlift, which would bring her final lift to approximately 266 kilograms. This would result in a total of 708 kilograms, which, on paper, places her well beyond Sonita's projected total. Sonita's performance so far, with a championship best squat of 311 kilograms and a bench press of 152.5 kilograms, combined with a projected deadlift of 272.5 kilograms, would give her a theoretical world record total of 736 kilograms, well beyond Alexis' 708 kilograms. However, the deadlift round is where the strategy becomes critical. At the 2024 PA National Trials, Alexis demonstrated her ability to add 40 kilograms to her opening deadlift of 232.5 kilograms, finishing with a remarkable 272.5 kilograms. If she could replicate this performance, her final total might rise to 724.5 kilograms, still falling short of Sonita's total, but narrowing the gap significantly. This highlights a key point. While Alexis has a higher deadlift reliability, her strategy of making big jumps in weight increases the risk of failure, which could jeopardize her chances of hitting her projections. Meanwhile, the significance of the developing historical moment did not seem to faze Sonita at all. She appeared resolved in her objective. Consequently, she opened with an impressive deadlift of 250 kilograms.
And this will already break the total world record. This will give us 713.5. It's Brittany's total record at 710.
And for Sonita,
An attempt, typically reserved for a second attempt at previous meets. This certainly signaled that something remarkable was on the horizon, as she swiftly exceeded her personal best total of 708 kilograms with just her deadlift opening. Now, Sonita boasted a subtotal of 713.5 kilograms with only 2 more deadlifts left to attempt. Brittany, however, wasn't ready to back down. She responded robustly to both Sonita and Alexis with a deadlift of 252.5 kilograms, the heaviest opening deadlift in her sporting history.
Clean pull on her.
She's done as much as 267.5. She did that at Sheffield in February.
She's got to start unloading every bullet in her gun. That looked good.
However, despite her impressive attempt, she still found herself trailing behind 33.5 kilograms behind the front runner, with the weight of the battle growing ever heavier. The writing on the wall was becoming clear. Brittany would need to undertake an extraordinary feat to overtake Sonita if she was to retain her title. It was as if she were teetering on the edge of an inescapable black hole. To escape the crushing weight of Sonita's lead, Brittany would have to defy all expectations, perhaps exceeding her top-end deadlift projection of 266.87 kilograms by a staggering margin. In the past, we have seen Brittany surpass her projected limits, driven by her bulldog spirit. The question remained, could she rise to the occasion at the 2024 IPF Worlds when everything was on the line? Alexis, the strongest pound-for-pound female super heavyweight at the 2024 IPF Worlds, who was in a fierce matchup, a matchup that she had never encountered in her sporting history. Somewhat surprising, Alexis increased her second deadlift attempt by a 15 kilograms margin, resulting in a deadlift of 257.5 kilograms.
15 kilo jump and 272.5 previously being hit. Let's see how quickly she can catch up. Now, a little sticky at the lockout.
Yeah, what do you think, Ryan? That looks like it's close to the top end.
It was enough to temporarily decrease Sonita's lead to 14 kilograms. But was it sufficient to threaten Sonita's seeming, looming path to victory? However, just like our black holes, Event Horizon pulls everything in its gravitational grasp. Her deficit to Sonita pulled her further away from victory. Alexis' median second deadlift increment stood at 12.5 kilograms. However, individually at past meets, the incredibly talented Wonder Kid has increased her second deadlift as high as 25 kilograms. Therefore, adding 25 kilograms to her opener of 242.5 kilograms would have seen Sonita's lead plummet to just 4 kilograms, giving Alexis a path to pull away from the crushing gravitational grasp of defeat. As the battle drew near to the finish line, Sonita's second deadlift attempt of 262.5 kilograms verged on the cusp of rewriting the history books of the sport. As she stepped onto the platform, the weight of the moment must have been undeniable. A 262.5 kilograms deadlift would offer her the opportunity to match her personal best deadlift and, more importantly, to set an incredible new monumental total world record of 726 kilograms, surpassing Alexis' previous record of 721.5 kilograms. This was her moment to prove her dominance on the platform and continue build upon her legacy within the sport of powerlifting. With a powerful lockout, Sonita stood tall, having just completed a second deadlift attempt of 262.5 kilograms. With that one pull or push, Sonita didn't just match her personal best, she had shattered Alexis' world record of 721.5 kilograms, setting a new benchmark of 726 kilograms. In doing so, Sonita didn't just obliterated the world record, she became the strongest woman, pound for pound, powerlifter walking the face of planet Earth. As the tension reached a boiling point, Brittany the defending champion wasn't backing down just yet. On her second deadlift attempt, she attempted a solid 267.5 kilograms, bringing her subtotal to 702.5 kilograms.
This is only half a kilo under the deadlift world record.
Should she hit this, she'll end off at 702.5.
And this will get her back ahead of Alexis Jones.
That was enough to outflank Alexis, who was sitting at 699.5 kilograms. Despite her impressive attempt, it became clear that Brittany was slowly coming to terms with the reality of the situation. With a 23.5 kilograms lead, Sonita had firmly established control, and it seemed Brittany was finally accepting that defeat was inevitable. Her projected top-end deadlift was 276.31 kilograms, but even with that, it wouldn't have been enough to overtake Sonita's commanding lead. Meanwhile, Alexis, with the heaviest top-end deadlift projection at 288.76 kilograms, was still a serious threat. Not only did she have the highest deadlift potential of the three, but she also had the best deadlift reliability. Anything could still happen with her. However, things didn't seem to be going smoothly on Alexis' second attempt. She struggled slightly with a 257.5 kilograms deadlift, which raised questions about whether she could hit her personal best of 272.5 kilograms, let alone exceeded to reach her projected 288.76 kilograms. Was this the beginning of the end for her IPF title hopes? But then, remember what happened at the 2024 PA National Trials. Alexis made a staggering 25 kilograms jump on her final deadlift attempt after a solid 247.5 kilograms on her second. That move at the trials caused serious doubt on whether Sonita's grip on the IPF title was as secure as it seemed. So, despite struggling on her second attempt, Alexis still had the potential to pull off something incredible, leaving the title far from guaranteed in Sonita's grasp. As the pressure mounted, Brittany, already a champion, wasn't ready to let go of her title just yet. With the weight of the world on her shoulders, she stepped up for her third deadlift attempt of 269.5 kilograms, a number that not only showcased her raw strength, but also proved that the true champions never back down, no matter the odds.
9.5 for the deadlift world record.
It'll also bump her from bronze to silver on body weight. No surprise there.
And she's got it.
Despite the challenges, Brittany was still fighting for every kilo, determined to leave everything on the platform, a reminder that talent and heart can defy even the toughest situations. She finished the championships scoring 2.03% below her baseline deadlift projection of 274.98 kilograms and 2.53% short of her top-end projection of 276.31 kilograms. She wrapped up the championships with a total of 704.5 kilograms, which came in 3.07% below her baseline total projection of 726.78 kilograms and 4.73% under her top-end total of 739.48 kilograms. While Sonita was setting the stage and breaking records, Brittany's performance told a powerful story of its own. Despite falling short of her projections, she still walked away with a 100% meet KPI score, and that's a testament to her unwavering effort. She gave everything she had, pushing her body and mind to their absolute limits, leaving it all on the platform. In a competition that was already filled with history-making moments Brittany's art and determination proved that, no matter the outcome, she too was a force to be reckoned. Her performance was a powerful reminder of why she's been crowned a multiple IPF world champion. With Brittany's title hopes dashed, the stage was set for the final showdown, Sonita versus Alexis, with the super heavyweight crown on the line. It was Alexis' last chance to make a final push and try to prevent Sonita from securing her moment of glory and claiming both the IPF world title and title of strongest pound-for-pound woman powerlifter on earth. Everyone remembered what happened at the 2024 PA National Trials when Alexis made a massive 25 kilograms jump on her final deadlift attempt. Could she summon that same kind of heroics to deny Sonita the championship? The suspense was palpable as Alexis increased her third and final deadlift attempt by 5 kilograms, landing a 262.5 kilograms attempt.
Ensure a podium entirely 700 kilos and up. Let that sink in. It's only 5 kilos more in her second. It's possible.
Now, I'm concerned she's going to get blue cards.
It looks locked out, but did she do assisted 2-1? It's good.
2-1.
Still 10 kilograms short of her all-time and season best of 272.5 kilograms. This marked a 7.55% drop from her baseline deadlift projection of 283.95 kilograms and a 9.09% miss from her top-end projection of 288.76 kilograms. While the effort wasn't enough to dethrone Sonita, it was still a reminder of Alexis' immense potential and art. With a total of 704.5 kilograms, Alexis matched Brittany's total, but still finished 5.96% below her baseline total projection of 749.16 kilograms and 9.89% below her top-end total of 781.78 kilograms. Despite the challenges, Alexis finished her first international competition with a meet KPI score of 94.45%, surpassing her previous performance at the PA National Trials, where she had scored 93.65%. Although the 2024 IPF World Championships may not have ended with a title, Alexis has proven time and again that she has the heart, resilience, and raw talent to keep pushing forward. As she continues to refine her craft and build upon her experience, it's clear that Alexis is just getting started. The stage was set. Sonita had already defied expectations, but this was the moment. She had already rewritten the record books with an incredible 311 kilogram squat, setting a new world record in the process. That attempt alone had further cemented her status among the sport's best, but it also set her on a path to becoming a future Hall of Famer if she continues to break records and dominate on the global stage. As the competition neared its climax, Sonita had already surpassed Alexis' total world record of 721.5 kilograms with a subtotal of 726 kilograms after a 262.5 kilograms second deadlift. But there was still one final attempt to cap off her performance, 267.5 kilograms, a personal best and a lift that would further solidify her place in history. With unwavering focus and strength, she stepped up to the bar
to push the 84 pluses into the 730s. The progress she's made in 1 year is phenomenal.
Fast off the floor.
Sonita executed a flawless deadlift attempt, but for some reason, she received 2 red lights, which made it a no lift. However, Moments later, the decision was overturned by the judges.
2 kilos more.
Sonita's lift was good. The jury has overruled it was a good lift.
Absolutely insane total she posted up.
Sonita had done it. Another personal best, another world record, a total of 731 kilograms, a new total world record, and her first ever IPF World Championship title. More than just a win, this moment made history. By breaking the total record, Sonita didn't just claim the title of world champion, she had become the strongest pound-for-pound female powerlifter on earth. This was a performance that pushed the boundaries of what was possible for women in the sport, showing that the sky was the limit when it came to breaking barriers. And as if her performance wasn't already beyond impressive, Sonita also earned a perfect meet KPI score of 100%, a flawless testament to her mastery of every attempt. From start to finish, Sonita had delivered an unforgettable, record-shattering performance that not only earned her the title, but also set her on a path toward becoming a dominant force in the sport for years to come. The battle between Sonita, Brittany, and Alexis was nothing short of legendary, one of the greatest rivalries ever undertaken in the sport, akin to the fierce clashes between historical giants, much like the epic duels of Ali versus Frazier, or the rivalry between Federer, Nadal, and Novak. This battle wasn't just about lifting, it was about art, willpower, and legacy. Each athlete pushed the boundaries of strength, creating a spectacle that will echo through the annals of powerlifting history. In the end, Brittany earned the silver medal, with Alexis taking the bronze. But it was the rivalry that captivated the world, leaving an indelible mark on the sport, one that will be remembered for years to come.